So here is a gift from Vigilante Santa. I ripped this a little when I opened the box. Bang, you've been hit. Happy holiday, you filthy animal, from Vigilante Santa. I am a member of the Facebook group Adventure Paperbacks of the 20th Century. It's the best Facebook group ever. There's never any politics or arguing or unpleasantness. It's just people showing their love of genre literature, action adventure, mysteries, westerns, and so on, from the golden age of paperbacks. And every year there's a Vigilante Santa thing. If you put your name in and you're randomly assigned someone to send some books to. And this is mine. And I have no idea what's in there. Let's find out, shall we? There is Devolution by Max Brooks. I believe that's Mel Brooks' son, who wrote the World War Z. Yes, there's even a thing there that says that is. So it's a first-hand account of the Rainier Sasquatch Massacre. I never read World War Z. I am familiar with it and the idea behind it, and I could very well enjoy this a lot. So we'll see. Next, we have, good heavens, it's heavy. There we go. We have a slew of hardcover books. My lovely wife is helping to unpack. The Last Sherlock Holmes Story by Michael Dibdin. What is this one? Man, this looks cool. This Whitechapel Killer, so it might be one of the many versions of Sherlock Holmes going after Jack the Ripper. There have been some good ones. Next, we have Rivals of Sherlock Holmes. So this will be awesome. This will be a lot of people that I'm probably familiar with because I'm pretty good at that part of detective fiction. But this would be the lesser-known fictional detectives who were getting stories written about them at the time. And there's even some non-Sherlock Holmes Conan Doyle mysteries in here. Loveday Brooke, the lady detective. You know, there's actually a couple of authors here I'm not sure I recognize right off. But some of them I do. Baron E. Orczy, she wrote, most famous for writing The Scarlet Pimpernel. She has some mysteries in here. I don't know if they're her Lady Molly of Scotland Yard mysteries or her Man in the Corner mysteries, Old Man in the Corner, or if there's something else entirely. I don't recognize the titles right off. But there's some, this is fun stuff. This was a fun time for mystery novels. You know, most of them inspired by Holmes and going off in their own directions and just doing some really cool work. Alan First, The Spies of Warsaw. I love First espionage during World War II. The Spies of Warsaw is the one that starts off in Poland, I believe, because I have read this one before. I do not object to having a copy and reading it again, because his stuff is good and worth rereading. But I'll have to see. I know I've read this one. I just do not remember right off the exact plot. But all of Alan First's World War II underground spy novels are very good. Sherlock Holmes versus Dracula. This is the adventure of the sanguinary Count by Watson, as edited by Lauren D. Estelman. I have heard about this one. I've never gotten around to reading it. So this is really cool. All the Sherlock Holmes stuff, I kind of actually suspect who my Vigilante Santa was. The West End Horror, one of Nicholas Meyer's Sherlock Holmes books, which are all uniformly excellent. I believe I read this one when it first came out way back in the 70s. So it'll be really fun rereading that one again. So what are the paperbacks? A Nick Carter novel. Nick Carter, The Terrible Ones. They're all supposedly written by Nick Carter, but they have different authors I don't know if the actual author was ever listed inside or not, but I've read a number of the Nick Carters. I've enjoyed them all to one degree or another, and several have been excellent. In fact, this looks like a whole pile of Nick Carters here. Nick Carter Spy Castle. He outbonds James Bond, according to the blurb there. Nick Carter, the Judas Spy. Nick Carter actually started as a dime novel detective back in like the 1880s. I think he actually predates Holmes by a little bit. And over the years, he became a pulp detective, a pulp magazine detective. He was in a series of B movies portrayed by Walter Pidgeon. Those are fun movies if you ever get a chance to see them. And then later on, he was reinvented as a action adventure spy in paperbacks. And that's what these are. Another Holmes, Sherlock Holmes and the Treasure Train by Frank Thomas. And another Frank Thomas, Sherlock Holmes and the Sacred Sword. Well, I really have a strong suspicion who my Vigilante Santa was with all this Holmes stuff, but I won't say so aloud because they're supposed to be anonymous. And I simply appreciate it. This is good stuff. And I will enjoy reading and in a few cases rereading everything here. This is just really some extraordinary stuff. So just thank you, Vigilante Santa. I appreciate it.